Hello guys, it's me, Dakota here, and I figured I wanted to do a fun little segment where I talk about stories of my life, some crazy moments I've had that for me, when I think back to it, it's nuts that it even happened to me in the first place. So today's first story that I'm going to talk about is how I almost got into a fist fight with the guy or running the door for a improv comedy club. So let me paint a little bit of background picture here. Back in 2018, 2019, well before the pandemic had even happened, I was a tech for a improv comedy club. So essentially what I did was I ran the lights and I ran the sound for the show. And sometimes for some of the shows, it would get really, really busy. And that night, that's exactly what would happen. So the cast wasn't able to help run the door and check people in who bought tickets online, get them inside and seated and everything. They were trying to help with the overly packed bar, with people trying to buy drinks and get everything they needed before the show began. So normally what I would do is I would come out, grab the clipboard, start checking people in. Now, most 9 out of 10 times, because it was such a popular improv comedy club, I won't name it just for general purposes, but they would normally sell out on Fridays and Saturday nights because it would be so popular. Especially depending on the cast, we would normally talk about on social media who it was that was performing that night. And so people who were paying attention on social media would want to come and get shows tickets because they enjoyed them. That cast was a lot of fun for them. So like I said, cutting back to that, it was a really busy night. We basically sold out well before the show even happened. And normally what we would do whenever there's a sold out show is we get everybody in, seated, everyone's good to go. And what we would do is if there would be people that would come that would be like, I didn't buy tickets online and I really love to see the show. Okay, well, everyone should be seated in there. We'll go take a look real quick, see if we can maybe put a couple more chairs and we'll see if we can get you in there. So that's exactly what we did, is we got a couple chairs in, there was one or two groups. And then what ended up happening that led to the event that I'm going to talk about story-wise is there was a group of girls, 2, 3, if I can't remember right off the top of my head, that wanted to come in and see the show. We weren't quite fully at our maximum yet inside of the room. So I said, okay, well, we're still waiting on blah, blah, blah to come and check in. And then if there's still room, then we can go ahead and, get you in. All of a sudden, as that's happening, there's a guy and a girl that show up. And what happens is this guy's kind of like, I guess you call him muscly or built or something. And he's got this girl with him and she's kind of wearing a cocktail dress. And obviously they've come from a bar or wherever they were coming from. And the guy comes up to me and goes, hey, we would like to come see the show. I could definitely smell liquor on his breath. And I kind of almost had to do that kind of like pacing step back when talking to him because it was just full on. And I don't mind alcohol on the breath, but like this guy just smelled like a brewery the whole time. And I explained to the guy, I said, well, we're kind of sold out right now. If you don't mind waiting over there with the girls, I'm waiting for this last little group to come check in. And if we can get seats and capacity, then we should be good to go. So what happened is the final group came in and I checked them in. And then we only had about enough for just the girls. So I carefully explained, I said, hey, I'm really sorry, but those girls are going to get the last seats and we're going to be at maximum and we can't fit anyone else inside that theater. Like, we'll have no more seats left. So I do apologize, but unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get you into the show tonight. The guy had a huge problem with this. almost instantaneously, because he sees the girls who I had told to wait originally before, who'd gotten there well before him, go in to there, and he goes, "Oh, well, I see how it is, because, you know, you got to get girls in here, right?" And I'm like, well, it's actually a comedy show, so it's not like a club or anything, so it really doesn't matter who it is. It's just they got it here first, and they're gonna get the last couple seats. I really do apologize. I wish I could do something more, but we can't pack anyone else in because of fire marshal and all other sorts of safety procedure things. And this guy seriously was just like, "I'm not gonna have this. This is ridiculous." And he gets up into my face, and at this point, I'm still standing at what is the doorway that leads into the theater. The cast is well behind me, and I tell the guy, I said, if there was anything I could do, I would do it. I would be able to get you into the theater, but unfortunately, I just can't do it tonight. I apologize. If you would like, I said, I can, if you want to take out your phone, I can show you how to buy tickets online, so that way you can get tickets tomorrow night for the Saturday night show. Yet again, the guy was not having it, and proceeds to go, "Well, why don't we go outside and talk about this?" And I was like, at first I didn't quite hear him because he was slurring a bit, and I said, "I'm sorry, I can't hear you because the music and everything. What did you say?" And he goes, "Well, I see how it is, just letting the girls in and stuff. Well, how about we go outside and talk about this?" And at this point, I clearly hear him, and I go, "Whoa." I said, "I'm sorry that I can't get you seats tonight, and I really do apologize for this. It just happens. We sell out, and those girls got here first, so we got them the last couple of seats." Yet again, the guy is just like, "Well, this is ridiculous. This is, well, you know what, dude? I think you're just trying to pick a fight with me and be condescending. You should step outside and we can deal with this." And I'm like, "Yo, I don't want to cause a fight or anything." And this is the same night, needless to say, if I was really in that much danger, I could have ultimately just taken 2 steps back and been in a room with guys that I know would be more than able to help back me up at any time. So realistically, I'm not too worried about this, but at the same time, I don't want to cause a scene and get people upset. It's a fun night. Everyone was having fun, and this guy was going to ruin it. I said, "Sir, there's nothing else I can do for you. Look, here, let me get one of the cast people that's technically like a supervisor to come talk to you and explain to you the situation." So I stepped in, grabbed one of the older cast members, had him step out, and I basically explained again for probably the 5th time, "Hey, this guy wants to be able to get in, but we're at capacity. Those 3 girls took the last 3 seats." And the older cast member was like, "Okay." And you explained that to him, that you have to buy tickets online and kind of get stuff ahead of time. I said, "Yep." And I was even willing to show him how to get tickets for tomorrow night if you wanted to be able to come. And this guy still just was not having it. And basically, there wasn't an altercation, but it ended up being that the older cast member and me are telling him he needs to leave, or we're going to have to go and call someone and get someone involved. Basically the authorities, if he's just going to continue to act like this. And, you know, this is a comedy club. We're trying to have fun, be happy, ha 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 ha. And you're kind of ruining the night. So the guy finally just up and leaves, and he's like muttering under his breath or something like that about leaving a bad review or whatever it is. By the way, no bad review was ever left, and that guy never showed up again. So I'm hoping it was probably one of those conscious of the mind situations where he woke up the next day and he was like, "Oh my gosh, what did I do?" But that was one of probably several different crazy stories that I would love to be able to share with you, as far as moments in my life that were just kind of, when I think back to it now, are just absolutely insane that I went through that. But pay attention for more, and I can't wait to see you guys next time.